Hello, I'm Jeff Myers, and welcome to Elgin Today. We've got two guests for an exciting segment. First of all, we're going to get your name.
Cristina Colunga.
And we're going to catch up with you later because right here, Fred Wim, when Wim's with an S, when you're with us, you know what that means? Nightmare on Chicago Street is just around the corner, young man.
Yeah, it is. Around the corner.
It must be a great moment in your life when you realize it's just a little ways away and you create so much of it.
It's an amazing time. It's a great time. It's also the time I work my hardest. So, yeah, it's all a mix.
Your partner, what is she going to do with this?
Oh, so Nightmare in Chicago Street has grown. Two streets basically on Grove.
Mm-hmm.
The Grove going the opposite way from Chicago Street, from Grove to Highland, is a new street. And then also the Grove we are on, it's going to actually extend all the way to Fulton. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, Perry Street.
Wow.
So like that extra extended area came to open up to new ideas.
Wow.
So what Christina is doing is we seen last year that obviously Elgin has a great Latin population, and at Nightmare last year we noticed that they were selling tacos and had DJs and with them Latin music. So we was like, okay, we wanted to make sure that is included in Nightmare. So this year we're adding the Latin horror, and that's why Christina's here.
That's your opening right there. You're a Larkin grad.
Yes,
Well,
I am.
congratulations on that. So you're thrilled about being involved with this, aren't you?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm working on Plaza Mi Clan. It's the Latino section of Nightmare, and we're gonna have music, food.
Wow.
The whole, decor and theme is about Mi Clan, which is the Aztec underworld. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, great idea for a new concept, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really cool. When they came up with the idea at this, we made a little subcommittee to do Plaza McLean. At the time, it was called the Latin Quarters. That was the first thing we wanted to do was change the name. But after they came up with some, brainstorming, came up with an idea, and they had the underworld for the Aztec underworld. And then I was kind of reading up about it, looking, and I was like blown away. I was like, this fits Nightmare so much.
Wow.
So we're really, really excited to show this background of the Plaza McLean and this underworld.
That's how we get you into it. That's nice. That's exciting.
Yes.
Congratulations.
I'm always happy to work anything Latino community in the arts in Elgin.
We like your spirit, my dear. Well done. I thought when you were saying that, when you were extending Nightmare on Chicago Street, I thought you were going to end at Schaumburg almost. You were really, and the traffic's flowing in right now.
Yeah, no, it's a very small expansion, but big in a way. I mean, we have a whole new street, and then extending Grove all the way to Perry. Is actually mostly of it is just to add more restrooms and bathrooms. So we've been hearing people and their complaints, and we are trying to kind of fulfill those things.
Everybody.
Yeah. So expanded area, but that means we got new exciting things other than Plaza McLean.
That was our next question. Everybody will be here. All of Schaumburg will be here. It started in 2011, this event did, and you expanded so much. You said you had a couple new ideas this year. Can you tease us? Besides what we've just heard.
I mean, we can tell you everything. Everything is in the poster. I mean,
all right. Oh, that's right. The poster means something. What am I supposed to learn from the poster? What is it?
I mean,
what am I looking for?
From the poster and social media, if you watch and follow us, you would notice that there's each thing in this poster is representing a new street.
Really?
So you got Plaza McLean, which is this alligator creature. You got Plante, Kingdom of Plante, which is where Audrey 2 is at. We got the Circus the Freak is back, guys.
Oh, man.
It's just on and on and on.
That poster tells the story, and we should do some studying before we come.
Yes. Oh, yeah, you should. And check out our social media posts. There's a little hints all throughout it. But yeah, this year we have a lot of over theme and immersive feeling, even beyond before. So each street you'll feel like you're in a different environment, and that's what we're trying to promise and give to this year, that it's going to make us over the top. And come and see the ZDI agents.
Woo.
All right.
He scares me just the way he talks. I'm afraid to walk in now. But you do some marvelous work. Congratulations on your new duties.
Thank you.
And again, you young men, this is the biggest event in Elgin in the modern day. So you can take great pride in this. And I mean, the kids from Chicago on Facebook and everything, they're waiting for it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. I mean, we're waiting for this. Us as artists that working on it. We just want to see all the hard work, common blues. Bloom out as a flower, right?
Yeah.
A flower of gooey blood and.
No, he does voices too now.
But yeah, reality, we're really excited to bring it back again for this is like our 11th year.
It would be, because we missed a couple, but the 12th year would make it.
Unofficially 13.
Yeah,
you guys
know.
Yeah.
It does.
But yeah. So 11 years, we wait to be back and come back 10/21. See you guys there.
And we shouldn't delay to get tickets as well because they go quicker.
Oh no, they're going quick. We already sold out early bird tickets, so those numbers are high. So if you want to get it now. Don't wait too late.
All right. Well, thanks. Congratulations on all your work. We chose the noisiest street in town to do your presentation today.
It's all good.
And you, my dear, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Good luck to you.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. Let's use our eerie voice and say that's the way it's going to be for Nightmare on come on over. Nightmare on pick me up now. Nightmare on Chicago Street. Great event here at the Boys and Girls Club as we talked with you. It was an August day. Will Dumas with us here. The back to school haircut and goodie giveaway for school was another great success this year, wasn't it?
Yes, it was great. We had a lot of students come out, got a lot of backpacks, school supplies, a lot of haircuts. It started with Corey Dixon, Councilman Corey Dixon. Yeah. He started with the Haircut Palooza. We teamed up, and it's been a great thing that's been happening for all of us, for the community. So we look forward to this every year, and I'm just so blessed to have all the other barbershops and fellow salons and barber schools. Honorable mention, Chicosi in Elgin, Cosmetology Spa Academy in Elgin. We got Fade Stars, we got In the Cut, My Shop Lincoln Avenue, Savage Barber Parlor, Prestige Barbershop. I'm forgetting somebody, Bee's Touch of Style.
We're seeing video from all the barbers right now, and you do really bring out everybody in the area.
Yes, everybody came out. It's a lot of people, and I'm overwhelmed with joy because these kids are coming out happy and these guys are getting these haircuts. The young ladies are getting haircuts. My motto, you look good, you feel good, and just got to start the whole school year right, on the right foot, right attitude, and it just makes me happy. So
it's got to make you feel good also. The great community event. You feel community with this, don't you?
Yes, community, man. Everybody's coming in for one cause, one great cause. Is make sure these kids go to school with the right mindset, and we tell them put your best foot forward, and just rock out the school year. So
you were cutting some unique styles as well, weren't you?
Yes.
You were creating new styles, I think.
I was trying. These kids got so many. It's a different generation, different generation, and these haircuts are different. They go different. They get different all the time, so just got to stay up with the trend.
You follow what they wanted and you delivered it. That was the key.
That's the key.
And again, you mentioned Corey Dixon was so important in making this happen years ago. Isn't that right?
Yes. Without him, this wouldn't be possible. Like I said, he reached out to me and said, how about we incorporate haircuts with the backpacks and school supplies? And by me, I stepped up to the plate, and right now it's been a great success, and we look forward for years to come. It's going to be every year a tradition. I want this to happen. This is for us. This is for the town, and hopefully get bigger and better.
It is time for our September edition. Once again, Mayor Captain, this time we're out and about. We've decided to take one of the last hot days of this hot summer and be outside.
Yeah, we are, and it's summer's winding down, and this is an important time for a lot of things. We have a lot of festivals going on. I'm going to advertise one a little
September 1 through the 10th for the Fringe Festival.
And we have a number of things that are going on in projects in the city of Elgin. So I thought it was important today to invite Mark Malott, our Director of Community Development, to help out and talk to us a little bit about what it means to a citizen. Sometimes it's pretty unnerving. You wake up in the morning and drive down and there's a zoning sign in your neighborhood or a public hearing sign. And what does that mean? It means a lot to people because it may be the only time that a resident of the city of Elgin will interact with their government in an upfront and personal way, where they may want to testify, they may want to discuss the project and work through the process from the first step to the last. The first step always happens with Mark and his people to meet with developers or meet with zoning people, talk about zoning changes and what the laws are. So Mark, tell us what your first process is, and when you first meet someone, what's your process?
And welcome to the show, Mark.
Thanks, Mayor. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Jeffrey. Appreciate it very much. So when those signs appear, it means that one of several things has transpired. Either someone wants to change the zoning on their property, maybe someone wants to use their property in a slightly different manner, or maybe they want to have a structure be in a different location, what the zoning might not otherwise allow. And so that involves a process. When someone wants to either change the zoning or use their property in a different manner or change where something might otherwise be allowed, they have to go through a process. And the Elgin way is that we alert people through public notices. And we do that in several manners. And one of the most important ways is we put that sign on the property. Mm-hmm. But we also send mailings out. We do a courtesy mailing to all the residents and the property owners within 250 feet of the property. And then we put a notice in the newspaper. And in all of those instances, we direct people to where they can get more information about what's coming forward. And those are these are either posted or mailed or published in the newspaper at least 15 days before the public hearing, which is going to take place at the Planning and Zoning Commission. And all of those processes have an application. That application is reviewed by staff, and we get it in the best possible form, and then we take it to the Planning and Zoning Commission. And these notices that we send out, again, the sign, the legal notice, and the mailings are all getting people towards an appearance at the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. And people can find out more. It's at cityofelgin.org/public hearings. That is put on the notices that we mail, that is put in the legal notices, and most importantly, that's put on the sign. So if anyone wants more information, and overarching all of that, if anyone ever has any more questions and they can't remember where they put their mailing or what the sign said, they can always call 311. 311 is tuned in to what's coming up at the public hearing. So what happens next is then the Planning and Zoning Commission hold a public hearing. And they look at the application and they weigh it against the standards. And then in most cases, then they make a recommendation. And that recommendation goes forward then to the mayor and city council for a final vote. Typically, the process is when someone submits an application all the way through the process, you're running about 90 days. But again, that public hearing part of it is about 15 days in advance. The public hearing opens up. The chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission allows for public comment. And these are very important. These are not just hoops that we jump through or boxes that we check. City council gets a transcript of the public hearing, and they want to know what the people think about a particular project. We had a townhouse development on Big Timber just the other day, and it was at this public hearing where someone said, the entrance configuration that you're proposing is going to cause a problem down the road that a lot of people hadn't thought about. And it was at that very public hearing that the Planning and Zoning Commission then said, you know what, you're right, and they changed the entrance configuration before it went to City Council. So these are very important. These are very important parts of the process that we do.
And Mayor, you mentioned you're often out and about, and folks will let what's going to happen for a while, and then they get to you a little bit late, don't they? That's questions of you late, and that's what the process
and
is.
Really the time to have that discussion, as Mark said, is at the Planning Commission meeting, if that's when it comes before them. And I served on the Planning Commission for 6 years, and some of the proposals that come through, nobody objects to. It's just a change in zoning. That's not a big deal. Other ones will draw a crowd, and we draw crowds for those. Are usually the typical things that have the most turnout from people. But that's a good thing. Get their opinion taken, and they understand they have to learn the way our zoning ordinance works and how our process works. One of the things that comes up a lot, and people say, well, we have too many of this kind of business in this area, but it's zoned for that. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to deny that, and somebody can say, well, wait a minute, you let that guy put his business in here, and I'm doing the same thing, but now you're going to deny me, and that's why we have lawyers.
Yeah, you can't win for losing. Yeah.
And we tell them that there's, it's zoned for this, and we can't deny the fact, well, there's going to be 10 Italian restaurants in a row down here. It's up to people to do that, and they'll make the determination, but our zoning laws are written just for that purpose. And it comes to the City Council. City Council may look at it at a committee of the whole and have a discussion on it. If it's a big project, that usually will be we'll look at a lot of things. One thing I think that is really important, and I tell people that the City Council is never more powerful than when we do an annexation, and that just happened with the project on Big Timber Road. And Mark, talk a little bit about that. Why is an annexation different than a zoning than a zoning change.
Because that Big Timber is an interesting area there, isn't it?
Sure, it's out at Big Timber and Jansen Farm Road. It was a 36-unit townhouse development that came in. The reason annexations are a little different than when we're dealing with a straight zoning change where property's already in Elgin, or a conditional use, again, when property's already in Elgin, because an annexation is completely discretionary on the part of the city council. They don't have to accept that particular property for any reason. And so what we want to do is when we work with developers, we want to make sure that the application and the developer is putting their best foot forward. And so city council, I hate to say it, but we want to make it a hard decision. So that it's a great project, the best foot forward. And if there are things that are wrong with it, there's certainly no obligation that the city council approve it. And that goes for all of the applications. When we're looking at zoning in the city, we're evaluating it against standards, and we're looking at negative secondary impacts. And if we can't offset those impacts, maybe through conditions, then the right thing is to deny it.
Yeah. And no doubt that extra conversation when folks question things that makes you look at it more.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because we're human.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for almost 30 years.
Oh my, you're not that old.
and I'd like to think that there's not much that gets by me, but every once in a while it does. And so that's why we do this. And even more importantly is that the neighbors, they live in that immediate area. They know the land, they know the uses, they know the traffic patterns better than you might get on a traffic report or looking at an aerial photograph. And so we really, really want to know what they think. So when those signs go up and those notices go out, we encourage people to participate.
And Mayor, we've got about 2.5 minutes left. Without this conversation, we would not be growing, would we, as a city?
That's correct. And we take this extremely seriously. The annexations in particular, it takes a supermajority for the council. It's not just a 5-4 vote for the city council. It takes extra votes to have an annexation. And that's extremely important for us as we grow. But we dictate then what we want to see as we grow out that way and we grow into new areas. And that's important. But as Mark said, we want to listen to people. I read through all the documents. Many people don't think we do, but I do. I love to.
You're a good reader, I've always heard.
I know that's one of the things I do. And
You're a good reader.
I think that's extremely important for the council to be able to make those kind of decisions and make an educated choice. Mark touched on something really important, that the local people that live there see things through a different lens than we do. And they may know traffic patterns. They may see things that happen during the day that we don't see, or things that happen at night. And those things are weigh into our decisions as well, and it's important for us to get as much information so we can do a good job.
I'm sure citizens come up to you and say, hey, that tree's 150 years old. Don't take that down.
That's one of many things. One of many things, absolutely. And don't let the mayor sell himself short. He had a very one of the best additions to that annexation just recently. He said, you know what? We're trending towards more electric vehicles. We need to make sure that these townhouses that are coming in are EV ready and can be easily adapted. So we included that at the mayor's suggestion.
Good job. You're earning your keep.
It's also part of not just looking at today, but trying to look 10 and 20 years down the road as well.
Yeah. So it is around the corner with that, no doubt about it. We're almost wrapped up. Did we leave anything out, Mayor?
We're doing real well.
Yeah, hold that up before we leave.
There you go.
Yeah, we got this early part of this month, of course. It's the Elgin Fringe Festival, September 1 to 10. Hold it up there, Mark.
10th anniversary.
Yeah, that's right. 10th anniversary. It's great. What, you're putting on an act, aren't you?
I will be. Yeah. You know me. I always put an act on.
I thought he was a traveling mayor that went town to town with.
He's at City Council twice a month. Be sure to check out his shows.
You are great on video. That's right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I've got all our props right here. So, Mayor, thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you next month.
Mark, I bet you're popular when you go out in the town anywhere.
They usually precede or follow my name with swear words, but right. Thanks for having me. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Well, that's our segment with Mayor David Captain and Mark as we wrap things up for September. Thanks for being with us.
Saluditos a todos. Hoy estamos disfrutando de un lindo día, ¿verdad, Karina?
Muy caliente el día, sí.
Ay, qué rico. Hay que aprovechar este tiempo porque realmente se nos pasa volando. Para esto estamos entrando en el mes de septiembre, que quiere decir, vamos a celebrar nuestra herencia hispana. Y siempre hay tanto que hacer, tanto que celebrar y tenemos que bailar y todo eso. Y por eso, Karinita, nos va a dar información un poquito. Dinos un poquito porque se va a ver unos eventos que se aproximan para hacer la celebración. Y dinos un poquito de la historia. ¿Qué es? ¿Qué está pasando? ¿Cómo empezó todo esto?
Sí, mira, el mes de la herencia hispana lo vamos a celebrar aquí en Elgin por primera vez con un evento gratis en Festival Park.
Y grande, ¿verdad?
Y grande, muy grande. Se llama Canta con Orgullo. Y todo esto empezó porque un grupo, se llama Friends of the Masons, empezó un desfile de carros. Porque la gente, ya sabes, les gusta celebrar su herencia hispana, les gusta celebrar el Día de la Independencia de México. Entonces el desfile de carros con banderas empezó chiquito y ya ahora es algo muy grande, hay muchísimos carros. Entonces vamos a empezar la celebración con eso en la tarde. Para más detalles sobre el desfile de carros, la gente puede ir al sitio web y ahí va a ver los detalles de dónde va a ser y a qué hora.
¿Cuál es la página, el enlace que tienen que ver?
Pueden ir a cityofbelgium.org/special events y ahí va a estar todo. Se lo podemos incluir también en los comentarios. Pero también hay un evento de Facebook y ahí estamos actualizando todo. Incluso vamos a poner todos los grupos que tenemos de música que va a haber en vivo.
Para el evento, porque muchos estamos Facebook, ¿y cómo lo buscan? ¿Dónde lo encuentran?
El evento nada más pongan Canta con Orgullo y ahí les va a salir.
Y ahora, no es por nada, pero siempre tenemos música, baile y todo eso. ¿Cómo vamos a hacer, verdad? Porque aparte de estar con el desfile de carros, que es divertido, pero también necesitamos la música y todo. Dime que vamos a tener baile y todo eso.
Sí, mira, aquí en Festival Park comenzamos a las 3:30 y empezamos con una ceremonia. Y tú nos puedes contar un poquito de esa ceremonia, ¿verdad?
Me estás echando de cabeza. Es que yo voy a ser la que voy a estar hablando. Voy a ser la maestra de ceremonias, es que acompáñenos, vamos a estar aquí por fin, a hacer algo en grande, es que queremos que todo el mundo venga, porque realmente es algo que sinceramente nunca hemos celebrado oficialmente. Hacemos nuestras pachangas aquí y allá, pero vamos a unir todo el mundo para celebrar nuestra herencia hispana, que yo creo que es algo muy importante.
Creo la ceremonia empieza con el grito, el tradicional grito.
¡Que viva México!
Y va a haber también otros grupos de ballet folclórico y luego también vamos a celebrar otras culturas que, aparte de las mexicanas, yo sé que es el Día de la Independencia de México, pero también ese fin de semana se celebran el Día de la Independencia para otros países latinoamericanos también. Entonces vamos a tener a Somos Colombia, Trabuco, y un DJ, DJ Ayo, y luego para terminar con Amor Prohibido, Selena Tribute Band.
¡Ay, qué padre! Eso sí no nos puede fallar, ¿verdad?
Entonces a todos los que les gusten la música de Selena Quintanilla, pues aquí vengan a acompañarnos.
Se pueden hasta vestir como Selena y toda la cosa, a ver quién es la más parecida.
Sí, va un tiempo muy divertido. Como les digo, es un evento gratuito. Pueden entrar, traigan a la familia. Va a haber bebidas y comida. Vamos a tener camiones de comida aquí. Comida...
Eso no va a ser gratis, es que no vayan a pensar.
Sí. Ahí sí tienen que pagar.
Y el alcohol menos.
El alcohol también tienen que pagar, pero va a haber aquí disponible. Tenemos también arte interactivo y luego fuegos artificiales.
Eso está súper padrísimo porque para terminar con un buen reventón ya tenemos los fuegos artificiales que la verdad no lo hemos hecho en el pasado, ¿verdad?
No, para este tipo de evento no, nada más para el 4 de julio.
Sí, pero ahora siento como que andamos conquistando y haciendo un montón, ¿verdad?
Sí, no, va a haber mucho que hacer, así que traigan a la familia aquí a Festival Park y gracias también a nuestros patrocinadores. Tenemos a la biblioteca Gilbert,
la mejor biblioteca del mundo.
La ciudad de Elgin, Friends of the Masons y todos los grupos que nos están ayudando a que esto sea realidad para celebrar el mes de la herencia hispana para toda la comunidad aquí en Elgin y vengan a disfrutar, por favor.
La ciudad está haciendo mucho para que nosotros nos unamos, hagamos la celebración bien. Vengan y apóyenos, por favor, compartan este video para que todo el mundo también sepan de la información. Vayan en enlace, acompáñenos para que de verdad tengamos toda una gran celebración en unidad con toda la comunidad de diferentes diversidades, porque es muy importante que incluyamos a todos. Es que los esperamos en sí, no se la pierdan, los vemos pronto, hasta luego, adiós. Hola a todos, quiero presentarles en sí una mujer tan talentosa que tenemos aquí en nuestra comunidad de Elgin. Por aquellos que no la han conocido, híjole, tienen que conocerla, una persona que es súper talentosa, un corazón de oro. Realmente, de veras que te agradecemos, siempre anda haciendo tanto por nosotros aquí en la comunidad. Cristina Colunga Ramírez, por si acaso no la conocen, acuérdense de ella porque ha hecho tantas cosas bonitas, dibujos, muchas de las cosas que tenemos aquí en nuestra comunidad es por gracias a ella, porque los talentos que tiene es increíble. Y Cristina ahora nos va a decir un poquito lo que realmente realmente se está haciendo. Cada año hacemos una festividad, diversión, ¿cómo le quieres llamar?
Pues es el evento más grande de la ciudad de Elgin, es la
Sí, creo que de Illinois, ¿no?
Oh, quién sabe,
Sí, es algo
quizás.
muy grande.
No sé, es un evento súper grande, se llama La Pesadilla en Chicago Street, A Nightmare en Chicago Street. Y este año hay algo muy especial.
Porque vamos a tener muchas cosas de sorpresa. A ver, platícanos una de las cuantas.
Vamos a tener una sección, un área dedicada a los latinos de Elgin.
Porque estamos llegando a conquistar y haciendo muchas cosas muy divertidas. Es que realmente es importante porque andamos uniéndonos con la comunidad y asegurar que nuestra presencia está conocida, ¿verdad?
Sí, entonces la sección se llama Plaza Mictlán y es con el tema del inframundo de los aztecas, Mictlán, y todo dedicado a los latinos de Elgin.
¿Y qué van a traer? ¿Qué es algo diferente que se va a hacer? Porque cada año venimos muchas personas más, nos divertimos, en sí, hasta nos disfrazamos. ¿También te has disfrazado?
Yo también, sí, me encanta disfrazarme.
Creo que es la época más divertida que tiene, ¿no?
Sí, pero es muy bonito y más este año que vamos a dedicar algo a los latinos de Elgin, que somos bastantes, ¿verdad? Y vamos a decorar todo como el inframundo azteca, Mictlán, y tener música, comida.
¿Qué música vamos a tener? Eso es importante porque la verdad nos encanta el bailongo.
Sí, ¿verdad? Pues un poco para todos, ¿verdad? La banda, vamos a tener rock.
¿Qué banda? ¿Qué banda?
Banda Potrillos, que...
Yo estoy echando de cabeza todo porque a lo mejor era secreto, pues ya no.
¿Verdad? Ya quieres saber todo, ¿no?
Es que tengo que decirle a todos, yo no, mi pecho no es bodega, tengo que compartir.
Tienen que ir para ver, ¿verdad?
No, yo les voy a decir el secreto.
Pero sí, vamos a tener rock en español, mi favorito, ¿verdad? Para brincar y así.
Y mover y darles, vamos a tener variedad, bronco.
Vamos a tener una DJ también, entonces DJ Brenes, que es de la comunidad también, va a tener una variedad de música, vamos a tener comida, bailarines, diferentes cosas.
Más cultura, más en sí enfocado en los latinos y vamos a tener un gran espacio, porque antes no había eso y eso es algo nuevo.
Sí, es nuevo, entonces va a ser unas 2 calles enteras dedicadas a esta sección.
Es importante que vengan y apoyen, la verdad es muy divertido, tráiganse en sí sus máscaras. Es más, un año creo que vi que estaban vestidos de lotería, súper divertido, ¿eh? Tenían el borracho y de la información de boletos, ¿dónde lo compran? Porque entre más rápido lo compran es más barato, ¿no?
Sí, ya están a la venta, así que vamos a compartir el enlace y pueden seguirnos en la página del Face y también Instagram.
¿Cuál es la página?
Nightmare and Chicago Street.
Está en el Facebook así también.
Sí, también. Y en Instagram y pueden seguirnos para ver como unas pistas de lo que va a pasar, porque no le vamos a decir
¡Ay, no, qué aburrido!
todo. Tienen que llegar para ver.
No se lo pierdan, porque cada año es muy divertido, vienen más personas. Es más, se llega a votar los boletos, que ya nos agotan,
Sí.
ya no hay, so aseguren que agarren su boleto, no se lo pierdan. Si tienen alguna pregunta me pueden mandar un mensaje, pero de ahí en afuera le vamos a poner ahí compartir la información. ¿Hay algo más que quieres asegurar que sepan?
No, nada más que nos gustaría ver a la comunidad latina de Elgin representando. Es algo súper especial y nuevo para nosotros y es un placer compartir un poco de mi arte con ustedes.
Uy, es tan humilde esta mujer, gran talento realmente, gracias porque siempre andas compartiendo nuestras cosas y ayuda tanto a nuestra comunidad. Y realmente vengan, apóyennos porque es algo que están haciendo para nuestra cultura en sí, para promoverla y no es por nada, tenemos tantas riquezas y ahora sí podemos mostrarlas.
Sí, ¿verdad?
Sí, es que es un orgullo.
Acompáñenos.
Sí, los esperamos, estilo de Nightmare on Chicago Street, no se lo pierdan, hasta pronto.
Adiós.
For more information, please visit cityofelgin.org. Para más información, por favor visite nuestra página cityofelgin.org. Don't forget, for city services, call 311. Call, click, connect. Para servicios de la ciudad, no olvide llamar 311, llamar, conectar y textear.